the usual.
Yeah,
Seems to be
I mean,
fixed.
I don't know. Richard's gonna post about any big deals. So some of the comments, some things that I can speak on is, there's some um, the beacon chain right now. If you're pending validating, there's a lot of people who can't see that they're actually active, even though they're already active. If you look in the validator terminal window and you look at publishing attestations, then that means that you're live. The beacon chain explorer maybe says you're still pending because it's not updated. Okay, so that's a thing that needs to be fixed. Now, is that a thing that's like, oh my god, that's the end of the world? We can't launch mainnet. Well, I don't know. That's not my call. You're right. I mean, there's nobody in this room that makes that call. But it would be pretty nice if you could you could have your beacon chain, your validator pending and then activated, and you actually tell that. That's kind of a big deal. I would like for that to be, fixed or working. People are working on that, right?
Yes.
Then there is the gas estimation fixes that have happened recently that have been tweeted about. There's some other things. The bridge went active, right? So there's some people were complaining about some issues with the bridge, and obviously there's tweaks and stuff for the bridge to function because 24, 48, 3 days, 5 days after PulseChain goes live, the bridge is going to be live. So we all want that to function correctly, right? Although, the bridge is working. Validators are working. Mainnet, PulseX is working, right? Limit orders aren't there, but that's not limit orders can be added later. As long as you can do swaps, you don't it's a feature, right?
Yeah. If you know how to do liquidity, you don't really need limit orders.
You can add liquidity. You add liquidity pairs.
Yeah, you just gotta wait a little bit longer.
AMM bot does their deal, right? And so what needs to happen in the back end for the AMM bot? Well, I don't know, right? But it launched on V4, so tweak the bridge, tweak gas errors, some beacon chain, right? Like the biggest glaring problem that I see that I'm getting contacted about is the beacon chain not functioning correctly. Then I have to walk them through how to look at the validator output. Oh, you didn't even know that validator output was there. So go look at the validator logs. And then if it says publishing attestations, then that means it's functioning. Okay, great. The beacon chain is not working correctly. Right. So, we can get that fixed. Right.
So nothing critical, nothing big, just, everything is functioning. Everything is working. It's just
I'm running servers. I'm running every version, every pair of all the clients, and my servers are fine. The thing that I look for is can I run the clients and does the blockchain function? For me, the biggest thing. So when we went from V3 to V4, we fixed the inflation, right? So that was a big thing. So the reasoning, right? The reasoning for that is you could wait a month for the code to be ready, for there to be a fork of the V3 to implement the new inflation, or you could wait a week and just get it done on the V4. So saving weeks of time on the road to mainnet seems pretty important. Peering was a big problem. So that got fixed from V3 to V4. So actually there was a problem with Geth originally, and then that got fixed for peering. So now if I start up new clients, then they get peers fine. Everything syncs up fine. Earlier today, I restarted. It was Prism Aragon. I restarted Prism Aragon from scratch earlier today, and it worked fine. 80 something peers, no problem. Going through the process of syncing up, awesome. I can do that with all the clients. So anybody who's running a full anybody who's running a validator should have no problem getting peers. I'm not doing any tricks. I'm just starting them up like a user would, and it's functioning correctly. That's for me personally, that's a bare minimum right there. If you can't get the clients to work without doing a bunch of tricks, then you need to like fix those so that when you start it up, it actually just works out the gate. So, but that's good now. Awesome. I love that. And then now some of these apps are problem, right? Like the Beacon Chain Explorer. I mean, that's not like the end of the world, but that would be pretty nice to have operation fixed, right? The scan, the beacon, the Block Scout Explorer. I mean, it seems to be working fine. I'm using it every day. Seeing transactions populate. So like awesome. PulseX seems to be working fine. Some gas estimation errors. They added they did the last kind of client update was adding like a 20% estimation buffer so gas would actually function correctly for some technical reasons that even I don't understand mostly. Because I'm not a blockchain dev, you know what I mean? So I get the update and I understand it's a gas estimation error, but under the hood, what did they actually change? Or, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, they fixed that. So that seems to be working better for everybody. Nice.
So we're close. We're close, you think?
Yeah, I mean, but it seems like we're doing really well. Now, I mean, the one other question I get is like, is a block height happening or not? I was like, you know, I mean, sometime. Richard's given his announcement a few weeks ago that like mainnet could launch at any time. So, you know, take the guy at face value on that one and see, you know, when does mainnet come out? When is the block height for the fork? I don't know. We'll find out when mainnet comes. You know, it's basically anytime after V4 launched, mainnet could go live. Anytime after V4 launched, the block height could have been. Right? And we'll find out when mainnet goes live. You know, whenever that happens.
Very exciting indeed.
You know, should be months though.
Shouldn't be months, you don't think? Yeah. 2024, I'm hearing.
Yeah, well, I mean, 5137, you know, it's on the table.
5.
That was my running joke for months and months and months. Was like, no problem. We'll launch on 5136. Like, no big deal.
Yeah. It's